What are you doing there, guy? Say hi to all the folks there. You're gonna go poke one of your cats? Okay, you're busy, guy, huh? Hi, how you doing today? It's a great day in Las Vegas. That was my buddy Jack, and he really hates bullies and people that make lots of loud noise. Um, my name again is Steve. I am the security officer for TGIF. In this video, I just want to go over some very basic things that uh, people don't consistently pay attention to, or when you're starting out, you're not really aware of. I call it Mafia Wars by the numbers. Don't worry, it doesn't involve a lot of math. I've got enough math geeks in my family and on my team, and they do all that and just hand me the end result sort of thing, in which case I'm going to share that with you sort of thing. Again, this is information that you may be aware of, but it's important stuff that you need to be consistently practicing and always be sharing with other folks sort of thing.
All right, let's run through some things really quickly. Mafia Wars has been best described as a game of social interaction. Its core principle is to promote social interaction, and that is supposed to drive revenues forward. Zynga, of course, is a for-profit company. There are times that they do things that are counter to that core philosophy, but we won't get into that because that'll take us much more time than what we possibly have. One thing that the common mistake that people will make in playing this game, whether for a day, a year, or 2 years, is not having enough Mafia Wars members. Besides social interaction, that is, that you are dependent on other people to successfully play this game, the next thing that you need to keep in mind is the following number, 501. 501. You need a minimum of 501 Mafia Wars members. Now you can have up to 5,000, but the minimum that you need is 501. Here I've got a little over 2,000, and I'm going to try to pump that to 5,000 as soon as I possibly can, sort of thing. Now each Mafia Wars member of your family must have 4 things. It must have a weapon, armor, vehicle, and animal. It's 501 of each one of these categories. That's on the attack side. You also must have the same numbers on the defense side. That's over 2,000 weapons, armor, vehicles, and animals. You have 2 choices to get over 2,000 pieces of equipment. Either A, you can depend on your social interaction skills and get them gifted to you by your mafia, or you can whip out the American Express card and pay for it. If, like me, you don't like paying for things, you will build the biggest Mafia Wars family that you possibly can to make this game a little bit easier. The number one reason why you need 501 Mafia Wars members is that there are some very mean people that play Mafia Wars. Again, this is social interaction. You're going to run into all sorts of people. This is the fight list. By now you should be familiar with this. If you are not, then familiarize yourself with it immediately. At some point or another, your name will appear on this fight list. Going down this list, you'll see there's a lot of dead people on it. Unfortunately, they haven't fixed it yet. But what we want to pay attention to is mafia size. You see that this guy has 501. This guy has 228, 231, so forth and so on. The mean people will come to this fight list and specifically look for people who have less than 501 Mafia War members. Why did they do that? 1, they're mean, and 2, they're chicken shit, sort of thing. So the best way to defend yourself against bullies is to make sure that you have 501 Mafia Wars members. The final reason why you want to have 501 Mafia Wars members is if we go here to New York and the properties, you will see that you have 4 different properties that all need to be upgraded. Each one of these requires a different set of parts. Again, like your equipment, you can either A, do without, B, ask your mafia family for these parts, or C, buy them, sort of thing. If you were to sit there and whip out your American Express card and to buy all of these parts, you are not going to have any money for groceries or for rent. Trust me. Sort of thing. Doing without and not being able to build the biggest guns possible, the biggest armor, getting the biggest animals possible, leaves you subject to getting bullying. So there's only one option left, and that is to keep in mind you need 501 of anything. That's when Zynga tries to sell you this nifty car for 35 reward points. Remember, to be effective, you need 501 of those. 501 times 35 reward points. You take that total, multiply it by the amount of money that you have to spend, and you will see what I'm talking about. So in summary, there are two things that you need to keep in mind. One, this is a game of social interaction. The more social interaction that you have, the more success you will have playing Mafia Wars. Number two, the number 501. Always keep that number in mind. You need 501 Mafia members. They need 501 pieces of 4 different categories of equipment. Your Mafia family should be helping you to upgrade your weapons depot. The final thing I want to say is you want to be able to max these two properties, the Chop Shop and the Weapons Depot, as quickly as possible. To hell with these other two. First the Weapons Depot, then the Chop Shop. I'll go into that in more detail in a later video, but for now we'll leave it at that. Social interaction and 501. Two things that you've learned today. If there are any questions, need for more information, or just want to chat about my crazy cats, feel free to inbox me. I'm always up and about, and I'll get to you as soon as I possibly can. Take care. I'll speak with you soon. Family first and always. Confusion to our enemies.